welcome back to Deadrian's Reef. I feel like I speak too monotone. Maybe I should be all energetic and happy and chirpy and this, that, and the other. But welcome to I Lost My SPS Loving Mind Volume 2. So, a lot has changed with this tank. First of all, I'm shooting in the daytime for you guys. And the colors really don't spark out as much as they do as far as when I shoot in the nighttime. But you can't see as many fish as I have. And it's quite a few fish. In other words, I think I'm going to downgrade my fish selection. But they're happy. They're happy, they're fat, and they raise my nitrates up. So I have to dose no pox because I don't have the biopellet reactor on. Secondly, there's been a lot of new additions to coral. So, hey, I'm human, you know. When I see a coral STN, guess what? Either I chop it or I kind of get rid of it. So, I am in the business of, trying to help everything and everybody. And I give every single coral in this tank, I give it a little bit of love. So that means I'll come and I'll look at every single coral and I'll notice what the pattern of that coral is for the particular coral. And, either I'll try to feed it or, cater to its needs, flow, lighting, this, that, and the other. But I can't save them all. There's some corals that you cannot save. And as reef keepers, you have to know that. Mainly the corals that started STNing were the wild caught corals. And also, another thing that I did exactly what they told me not to do. I started changing my parameters. I had to. I wanted to pull out the most polyp extension and the most color and the best, healthiest environment for the coral. So, a lot of you know that I've been using Fritz salt. And Fritz salt mixes up at 9.5 DKH at 35 points per thousand. So for me, for a while, that was good. It was good for me. I was running about 10 ppm nitrates, which is, most considered high, but I had excellent color. But the coral started STNing. So the first thing I did was I started getting my dosing regimen on track. So first thing I did was I started lowering my nitrates. Now I didn't do this all in one night. I did a series of 90-gallon water changes. You heard me right, 90-gallon water changes. And I did that over the course of weeks in order to get the tank looking in its pristine values. Yeah? So I did that and I got the nitrates down to a healthy 5. Now, once I got it down to a healthy 5, I started dosing no pox. And for my tank size, they tell me, at 10, I should be dosing 3 mils per 25 gallons. So that would lead me to do 24 mils a day. Well, that's to take it straight down to 0, which is what I did not want. A buddy of mine, Brandon, he uses the Zeo system, and his levels always test 0, and his corals look excellent. We'll talk about Brandon when we start talking about these new additions, because Brandon is the significant factor on why I have so many new SPS in my tank. And, they're new to you. They're not new to me. They've been in here, a few weeks, so I've had the time to see what is and what isn't. But, yeah. So I started dosing no pox and I got it down to 2 ppm. 2 ppm, and I turned off my alkalinity doser. So slowly I've been letting the alkalinity deplete itself. Now I'm down to 8 DKH of alkalinity and 2 ppm of nitrates. And by far I can say that I'm actually loving this adjustment. There's certain corals that don't love this adjustment, but for majority of these corals love this adjustment. Also, I stopped using that SPS AB Lab coral color program on my radions, and I went with Radiant Color. Radiant Color actually peaks out at 55% white, which is what my LPS needed. I needed to start catering to my LPS as well as my SPS. And just stop thinking singly, because this is a mixed reef. I have to cater to them both. Right? Also, with the nitrate reduction, I was like, oh man, I might be feeding my fish a little bit too much. Wrong. My fish needed the same amount of nutrients that I had previously given them. So I did that for about a week, and my fish just, they look horrible. They look unhappy. They look unhealthy. I started feeding my fish again. They perk right back up. You know, they're healthy. They're happy. They do exactly what it is they need to be doing. So that's that. Now that I've gotten my rant out of the way, let's go to what you like, which is corals. First things first, I got the red millipore that I wanted. This millipore has a yellow body and it's completely fuzzy, which is what I love. The millipore that's beside it, it came in a little bit stressed. I mean, I've had it for about 3 months, and now I'm starting to see more and more and more polyp extension. So hopefully I'll get it down to the fuzz the same way this one is. Now, my emerald millipore is doing, I can't really put the words to it, but it's doing amazing. Not to mention the tinnitus that's beside it is enjoying that flow. If you look inside of this crevice in front of this red tinnitus, you'll see a tinnitus is starting to turn green and is completely fuzzy. Well, that was part of the big colony that was right here that I hacked up into 1,000,000 pieces. Simply because with these bigger colonies, you need to have completely strong water flow in order to get through to the center of that colony. If not, it's going to start STNing. When it STNs from the base, it's only going to recede out to the branches. And with me not wanting to put a RW20 in this tank, wanting to keep the same flow, because if I put a RW20 in it, which I've tested, my LPS would not look like this. They would be blowing to the wall. They would be so pissed off that it's not even funny. So I had to go with the only factor that I knew and start making smaller colonies in order to hit that entire coral, right? The same thing goes for that. It was a purple colony, which I have a frag of it right here that's starting to encrust that plug, that I had to chop up as well. If you notice, you will see how blue this coral is. I always film it under heavy blue lights, so you never really can see the fluorescent of the coral. And this coral in the back, it looks browned out, but it's really not. It's a deeper purple once the blues hit with yellow polyp extension. These two in the back are brand new. So they have a pink tip. One has a pink tip and the other one is a microlades. I don't know if you can see inside of this colony. If you look right behind the green stylo, beside the purple stylo, there's actually a red microlades in there. And that guy, he's been there his entire lifespan, and he's actually encrusted on that rock. So I'm not gonna move him, even though he's in a vulnerable area. I'm just gonna let him grow and see what he does. Hopefully he curves off to the right. If not, I'm gonna start fragging if he curves to the left and try to adjust his growth pattern. So that's that for that side. This coral, I might have to move it straight up and down so I can give it more light on the center, because on the center it doesn't have any coloration, but on the tips it's completely colored. And with LED lights, you have to remember, these are not like T5s which bounce the light off the sand. They go straight down to directional, so there's not any kind of bouncing, and they don't really do what T5s do. T5s are the proven light source, and they can handle everything. I have my frag rack of corals that, you know, I suspected to die, but as far as I can see, they're all doing well. Nobody has, you know, STN yet. I'm actually seeing polyp extension and coloration on this rack, so I'm just gonna leave them here for the remainder until I can see exactly what they're gonna do. When they increase to the plug, then I'll maybe think about giving these guys a home inside of my reef. Also, if you look on my floor, I still have the same amount of corals. So I told you I started getting into the Lobos, which is my blue and orange, my green and purple. This one is mainly green. It's really fluorescent at night, but with the white zone, you really can't see too much. I have my bubble corals, which I put right beside each other, and they don't harm each other. The zinnia garden that I got with a nice chalice on the front of it, which that chalice has been a pretty fast grower, because when I got it, it was not that big at all. Not that big. My Galaxia coral, my GSP, that is pretty much secluded on its own little island, which right now is starting to grow up the wall, which is cool. You want to grow up the wall? I'll let you do it. Not a problem. Because this torch garden is going to take you out. You get too close to this torch and it's absolutely going to take you out. You get too close to this Galaxia and it's absolutely going to take you out. So if you want to grow over here and you want to be in your own little space, fine. I actually added these blue mushrooms, which I had on a rock inside of the other tank. And, you know, they weren't looking too hot over there. But over here, they are a beautiful hue of blue, in which I need to move this because it's actually hitting this favia down here, which I don't want because this was a Tropic Thunder favia. So I don't want you just sitting on top of them. So I'll move this guy after this video. I got a lot of branching monoporas. I have green, I have red, and the green and red, they haven't gotten the severe coloration like this one, but you know, they came browned out and they're working. I got these guys for about $20 a piece. So hey, you can't beat that. And this colony was way bigger because if you look around, there's frags of it everywhere. That's a frag from the parent colony, in which I think I have another one sitting around, but I don't know where I put it. That's the problem with having so many corals. You have to actually remember exactly where you put everything, which I cannot do at times. My dory is looking a lot happier, a lot better. I started putting a lot of garlic on the seaweed that I give them, and she had a few ick spots, but now neither one of them have ick spots. You're getting ready to poop. My Sohal is still happy, and he's not really aggressive. My flamingos are still fat, camera hogging fish. My foxface, sadly, is going to get moved over into the other tank to go with the lionfish. This long beak wrasse, I want to get him moved out as well, because the thing about this long beak wrasse is he doesn't bother any coral, but he bothers my acro crabs that I have in here, and that's just something. I like the acro crabs, so I don't want to piss them off in any way, because they actually do a beneficial job to this reef. Well, you've seen my reef in the daytime, so you know how much I'm working on it. Everything looks good under blue light, but I wanted to actually give you guys the opportunity to see what I'm doing under white light. So maybe, I mean, if you got any pointers, you want to help me out. Hey D, I tried this and this worked. Hey, feel free. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know. Again, I'm losing my SPS loving mind. So when I do another video, who knows? I might not have any softies in this tank, and it might just be LPS and SPS, period. I'm very spontaneous, so at any given time, I'll change my mind and I'll get new coral. Also, this monopora up here is freaking booming. He died off completely except for one little piece. Now I can see so much green on him, it's not even funny. So I'm happy about that, which shows me that my program is actually working. And I'm not on the path to crashing the tank. I'm actually on the path to success. So I'm trying to get like you reefers. I watch a lot of your videos, and you know, I'm just blown away sometimes at your tanks. So again, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of the video. Thanks.